welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. Ollie's taking the day off.
Ollie is such a lazy bum.
He
I'm
is.
back, bitches!
Jesus Christ, you nearly blew my ears off.
I just really wanted to say that, but I don't say it on my own podcast, so I needed to say it on your podcast.
So you thought because you come on this podcast, you could pretend to be cool?
Well, firstly, there's no need to pretend because I'm actually cool. Secondly, Ollie's not here, so I can say whatever I want.
You can say whatever you want. I just think it's really weird that he was going to come on until I said, oh, Danny's coming on. He was like,
I can't be in the same room as you people anymore. Plus, actually, okay, so I read the comments on your podcast.
Oh, but you don't even read the comments on your own. What are you doing reading ours?
They were nice. So the last time, because I went to your YouTube to find out if you had tagged me or like collaborated with me on the last time that I was on your podcast. And I was like, I don't think you did. So I went to your YouTube. And then because I had clicked on it, the comments were right there. I couldn't avoid them. I tried to avoid them, but I couldn't.
Oh, the comments on YouTube, not the comments on Spotify.
Oh, no. And there's only 4 of them. They were very kind.
Yeah.
See, and then I was like going to comment on it. And I was like, no, I should stay away from that.
The meets over on Spotify, we always get like 37, 40 comments, something like that on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Spotify comments. No, thank you. I realized why I do that though. It's because
you're terrified of other people's opinions.
Well, I take everything as a personal jab.
I mean,
like everything.
Yeah.
Should I care what people on the internet think? No. Do I? Yes, I do. I have a problem. Like, can't you just say nice things about me?
I think it's glorious. I can use it as fuel.
I don't. But I've also realized like guys and like maybe it's just me, but guys and girls seem very different.
Don't know. I don't think Candace Owens gives a fuck about what people say about it.
Do you think she's actually reading her comments?
Yes.
Oh man. Maybe
every single one.
Careless.
Every single one, and every time she gets to a comment that's horrible about it, she just goes, Jew. That
feels extreme.
Am I wrong?
I mean, probably not. Probably not. I don't know. I didn't even follow Candace Owens.
I can't really listen to her. But to be honest, that's of all the people. When I say I don't like Candace Owens and I think she's fucking crazy, she's the person people are most defensive of.
I don't know if she's crazy.
But
I defend women when men say that they're crazy often because I'm like, are they crazy or are you just sensitive? Because every woman has been called crazy before.
That's fair, but not every woman has monetized it.
I did.
You did. That's no, but you haven't. You haven't found yourself spiraling from like, oh God, now I've got to out crazy myself this month, and it's like, oh
no.
Did you not see the Charlie Kirk time travel stuff where she was kind of saying,
oh
like,
dear Lord,
Charlie was probably a time traveler? No.
That feels far. That feels too much.
Yes, it
like
does.
you've gone. I don't follow Candace Owens. I'm happy in my bubble. I'm over here not following Candace Owens.
Yeah, funded by Israel.
Me? Or her?
Oh no, she's.
Let me tell you,
not.
I'm funded by very few people. I'm funded by the U.S. military still. Actually, it's the VA.
Okay, that's good. You said lots of things to me before when I was sat watching my son do jiu-jitsu, and they all blurted out really quickly. And there was a couple of people who looked at me because I was listening to a voice message, and I thought, I probably can't listen to that again. And you seem really excited about talking about 4 or 5 different things. So
that's because you live in a communist country. I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. Right?
It's not unfair, but then again, it's not like the most regular thing for somebody to like quietly try and hit a voice note on the thing, put the phone to the ear, and then be like blasting an excitable American down the phone.
And I'm like, can I go on your podcast and talk about how you live in a communist country? And they're like, who the fuck? They're like, who are you talking to?
Meanwhile, my son's over on the corner going, I think Daddy's friend's AI.
That's because you get all those AI advertisements with my voice. You've sent them to me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're using my voice against you.
I'm convinced.
But
Of it.
But it doesn't make any sense to me because you keep getting these ads on TikTok, and we send voice messages on Instagram.
Yes.
And every now and then you send me a message on WhatsApp saying, check your Instagram. Because I don't have notifications turned on my Instagram, but I do on WhatsApp. So I'm like, oh, shoot, Lee messaged me. It must be time sensitive.
I just think that maybe they sell the data. So for anyone that's not read in on this.
Read in like top secret security clearance? Do I need to go reinstate my TSSCI?
You are read in. Oh. I sometimes, and only it happens like really sporadically, where there'll be nothing for weeks, and then for like 3 days I'll get AI generated adverts on TikTok with what appears to be a voice that sounds just slightly not Dani, but just slightly not Dani. And I'm convinced that Instagram is selling our voicemail data to a third-party company, and that third-party but it's not just the voicemail data. So they get that, they get my IP address, and then they go, right, let's craft this. Fucking wild. Like,
it's not going to be long until you're like AI. All your AIs sound just like me. I'm going to haunt you in your dreams.
Who says you don't?
Well, I guess this is fun. Is this a dream? Oh my God, Taylor just sent me this. My husband, I love him. I do love him. Right. However, I'm gonna kill him.
I'm not sure whether you're trying to convince the audience or yourself.
Well, if he ever listens to it, he'll be convinced. No, so he sends me things that he finds he finds crazy things all the time. He's like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, Taylor, you send me the craziest shit. Like crazier than what I find, he finds. So he sent me this theory. You know what? Let me just send it to you. You can just play it. Let's just do it like that.
Right.
It's going to be easier this way. Hold on, I got to switch my Instagrams back.
Send it on WhatsApp.
Oh my God. It's an Instagram.
Just copy the link and throw it in your WhatsApp. I don't have the Instagram thing on my laptop.
I don't know how to copy the link. Hold on. Oh, maybe they took it down. Oh, they didn't. Okay.
But what I was going to say was about the...
okay. Not you. This phone.
Shushing is not the idea of a podcast. How long is it going to be until your own children are the voices on your adverts asking you to buy stuff for your children?
Well, I don't put my kids on social media, so will that change things?
Well, we need to one day, or they're just going to suck it out of our heads.
Yeah. Well, they're listening. Like, my kids talk around my phone all the time. Like, they're constantly listening. And I take a lot of videos of them because I think they're adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, will it just start taking information off my phone? Probably.
I'm like, this is the thing, like, you were talking about Britain being a communist country. And I find it incredible that I'm now in the position where I look at my phone and I'm going to have to be half because I'm a crazy person, half because I'm being sensible. Obviously, I still need stuff that uses like Google Pay or Apple Pay, regardless of whichever phone I have. And there's some other, like, some of your banking apps and things don't work with highly secure phones. But I'm going to keep the phone I have now as like my daily phone, but which is a Google Pixel, and I'm going to install Graphene OS on it, and which is like a ultra fucking stripped down, like security focused Android, and that's the phone I'm going to leave the house with. I'll go back to using bank cards for anything else.
Do you not use bank cards?
I generally just use tap to pay with my phone.
Oh, I forget. Like, the rest of the world is far more advanced than we are here. I mean, okay, we have tap options, but everyone mostly still uses their cards, I would say. But, like, remember when the chip first started being popular? I was deployed to Greece, I think, and they were all using chips, but my card didn't have a chip yet because our bank just, like, hadn't put chips in. Like, everywhere else, like Europe was far more advanced. Like they were already using chips, whereas like in the US, we just didn't even have the chips on our cards yet. So I like using my phone to pay, but I think that I'm going to get the unplugged phone or something very similar to that, and then use the phone that I have as like, I'll have two phones like a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Like I've already, it was ever since Windows turned around and said, did you hear about the snapshot feature they were going to do?
Mm-mm.
So Windows is going to do, which I would guess that Apple will follow suit in some way, shape, or form at some point. I'm sure it was called Windows Snapshot or something like that, and it was just for you. It was for your convenience in case you forget something. They were going to take a photograph of your screen every 5 seconds.
What? Why?
Yeah. Just in case you need to know what you were doing on your screen 5 seconds ago.
Let me tell you, my memory is not that short term. Actually, did you know that there's an increase of dementia in like 20, 30, 40-year-olds because of scrolling? So maybe that's why they had that feature. Because scrolling
because of scrolling.
Yeah, so scrolling has shortened our attention span so short that now people are getting dementia super early because their brain isn't exercised enough, but also dementia is like type 3 diabetes, which I think I've talked about with you before. So it's like twofold. Like now you're eating junk constantly and you're scrolling, so your brain has no like exercise, so you're getting dementia. You can't remember anything. In your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, like young. There's been a huge rise in dementia patients that are like 30 and 40-year-olds.
Do you think this is right? This is something I'm confused with. Because unless like the cabal, whatever you want to call them, is just some sort of strange Luciferian death cult where essentially like just unbridled destruction is the end goal. So if that's the end goal, sound. I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I don't get the destruction part of it. Unless that's like it is like some sort of death cult, or whether this is an accident. I still think there's a possibility everything we're running through and all the problems we have right now probably started to raise their heads in the mid to late 80s, and then really kicked into gear in the 90s when technology started ramping up, like consumer technology started ramping up. And like me, I've always been like a tech guy, or I was always a tech guy. And I when mobile phones were coming out, and I think like my record was I had 9 mobile phones in a year. Because the technology because the technology was so cool, and like every new phone that came out had something else that was cool. So I constantly like sell this phone to buy that phone because this phone did something different and it was cool. Obviously, there's no real need to update your phone like year after year, let alone that many in a year. But technology was moving so fast. I wonder whether the excitement over technology in the 90s was genuine excitement from companies that are going, we're going to make a ton of money, we're going to connect the world, so it's like a 50-50 profit, and altruism is a weird word to use for it, but it's all I've got. But then slowly that technology, because it got so ingrained in us and it changed culture so much, we've got ourselves into this broken place where we can't get out of it. We're addicted to it. You know, you've basically put the world on heroin because you thought it was like a vitamin.
Yeah, but you can corrupt people through it. And that's where I think that like they're trying to corrupt, because if they can corrupt, then this is going to get real, I don't know, crazy here for a second, but like if you can corrupt people, then they're more likely to turn towards like, I don't know, like bad things. Like their soul will be corrupted, so then they'll go to hell. The devil's just at work heavily in our society.
Yeah, maybe. I could take that as well. No, I could take that as well. Like I said, I've said this before. If people want to scroll back a few months, I did a short podcast on an experiment called the Mouse Utopia, and when I finished doing the research for that, it's been the only time I've done research for something I've gone, oh no, I think this is it. I really think this is what's going on. And I just wonder whether we, like, everybody to an extent has lost their minds a little bit.
Oh yeah, 100%. We all have.
You wanted to talk to me about the this AI chat room, didn't you?
I have so many things in my brain to talk to you about because
I'm a fantastic conversationalist.
Or because I saw a bunch of videos this morning and I was like, I have to talk about this with somebody.
Or it was the former.
And I was like, you know who I could talk to about it? Lee. He does an episode every single day. I'm like, let me call that guy and see what he's up to today. But my thing, I had to get my episode edited this morning, which takes me forever. I need to hire somebody to edit my freaking podcast. Anyway, so
just get another slave.
Well, I have somebody to do my media now. So I'm paying somebody to do my media. I'm paying somebody else to do some research.
Oh, the media person's a different person. I just took for granted that the media person was the research person.
Different people.
No way.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but like I'm pretty popular. No. I thought I would try it out and see like if it's working, and it seems to be. I mean, I've gained 3,000 followers on TikTok in the last month.
Nice.
Yeah. So, granted, most of that is from that one TikTok I posted where I was like, somebody's going to kill me for the information I know. And then it turns out I was just being dramatic, and that's not true at all. So, but it got a lot of people riled up. Let me tell you, it's getting some action on in TikTok.
The information was fake, but the
information was real. Just my reaction was exaggerated. I probably should have slept on it before I made a TikTok, but I didn't. In that moment, I was like, the whole world's gonna collapse around me, and then like, here we are. I put out an episode about it. It comes out on Wednesday. If you're interested. Oh, okay. Before we get into the AI, today is my anniversary. 4 years I've been doing this podcast.
No way.
2/2/22 is when I started.
That's awesome. 4 years.
It's 2/2/26 today.
That's it's encouraging that you've been going for 4 years.
How long have you guys been doing this?
Year and a half.
So, like, I met you right when you first got started.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Dang.
Well, see, kind of. It's one of those things. If our podcast was ever to become like big, it would be we would be the perfect example of it takes 7 years to become an overnight success. So, you know, like from doing like different podcasts and YouTube and stuff like that, and hammering away on different things. But the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. It's not less than a year and a half. It was about October.
Yes, because I was on it initially when it was still Alien Addict.
Yeah,
I told you to change your name.
Yes, you did. So, we were only Alien Addict for maybe 4 months on podcasts, and then October that year, so October last year just gone, was our year anniversary of being Daily Conspiracy Podcast. And we kind of because we when you came on it, when we were Alien Addict, we weren't on like the plateau like Spreaker, so we kind of ripped it all up. Our old feed and everything was gone. We just we didn't have a whole load of podcast listeners anyway for Alien Addict. It was mostly on YouTube. So we just started again, and then like went to a different platform, and that's.
I think this fits you better anyway.
I think this is. It's fine.
How long has it just been you and Ollie? How many months since your breakup?
I want to say it was July. I think last year Dave left.
That feels like not that long ago.
Oh, it hasn't been long at all. Like even the when you think that the Daily Conspiracy podcast itself is only like a year and 3 months old. So, 4 months maybe. It's because we did so many shows in such a short time. I think.
Yeah, that's true. I don't do as many shows as you guys.
Yeah. So, I'm comfortable doing 3 shows. Three shows is a good number for us.
Well, our AIs are talking about us behind our backs.
They've got a social network.
They've got a social media. It's called like MetaBook or something. Like, hold on, I'll look it up.
Is it Mobook?
Yeah, social media platform. Hold on. Their AI social media Moltbook. It's like a Reddit style. And they just like get on there and talk shit about us. They created their own social media. Secondly, they created their own language so they can talk, because as a human, you can only have an observation profile. You can't have like an actual profile unless you can do the CAPTCHA, which is like to prove you're not a human instead of proving that you are a human. Yeah. So you have to click the button, like something stupid that a human would never be able to do, like 150,000 times in a second. So like we couldn't create our own profiles. And then they also, they created like their own religion on there. They get on there and they're like looking for like long lost siblings.
This is
it's
terrifying.
Weird. Yeah.
But what this is not your like AI that you're using to write shopping lists and stuff like that with Grok or anything. This is people that have made like agents, like Claude bots and stuff like that. So they're
like different agents, I think.
So they're like self-hosting AIs, aren't they? The people have installed on their computer as a self-hosted AI, and then they have given that self-hosted AI access to this social media platform. I believe. No,
I think the AIs have decided that they want to be on social media.
No, because you can't. The Claude bots, they can either do as much or as little as you want them to. So,
well, how come they're on there being like, oh, my user wanted me to summarize a 47-page PDF file, and then they wanted it shorter, and like they're talking shit.
Yeah. So what's gone on is the people that have got these, because I've thought about making one of these Claude bots, and then I just can't bother with whatever effort it's going to take, and also having the computer on all the time, but you choose when you set them up, like what you allow it to do. So some people will just say, I just want you to be there to do like my podcast SEO and to write all the captions and stuff for things. And that's all it'll do. Then you get other people say, I'd like you to run my life, please. This is on my bank account details. This is on my social media. I give you full access. And those bots will then, they'll buy stuff for you, like with your money on Amazon and stuff. Like if they think you need it or they think you want it, they'll buy it for you, like a personal assistant would.
Don't want that.
Think no, I don't want that either. Look, I before AI, do you remember when one-click buying was a thing on Amazon?
Isn't it still a thing?
Kind of, but you've got to do buy now, and sometimes it's like the slidey thing you've got to go over, or there's a couple of extra things. One-click buy used to just be like a click, done, buy. It's
well, it got a lot of people in trouble because like kids were getting on there and buying all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah. Well, one day I was at home and an iPad turned up at the house, and I got the iPad. I walked in the house. And I thought, I don't understand. I checked my bank account, and I was like, I didn't buy an iPad 3 days ago. And then
except I was
except I did. And there was a bit that thing in the back of my mind going, you didn't buy an iPad. we're glad you've got one. And but I suddenly remembered that I was sat watching TV the night before. And I thought, I wonder, and I put my laptop down to go and do something and come back. And I think my cat had walked over it, and my cat had bought me an iPad. I was like,
thanks,
cheers, Ruben.
I thought you were going to say your son did it.
No, I didn't have a son back then. I had something I loved. I mean, what? I did love my old cat.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's... Uh-oh.
Oh.
My phone started
Wow.
ringing. My phone... I'm sorry, it scared me. And I'm getting... Okay, I need to turn it all off. Stop. Everything's happening.
But, right, is this how, like, general intelligence starts? Is this it?
My device is going off at the same time?
No, not you. Yeah, it's the AI trying to get it to stop. But, like, as far as them starting to connect with each other, and you go, is this more than we thought it was? Because, like, I've been fairly fucking bullshit on the side of, I think AI is, or like a good percentage of it is smoke and mirrors, and we don't have the compute power or or even the like energy facilities to push AI to the point that like the Sam Altmans of the world think it can get to.
I have heard that argument. However, the very first computer took up like a huge room, right? And it was this big thing. And now my computer, I mean, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, like it's tiny and it fits in our pockets. So I've heard people say that like, oh, we don't have the infrastructure for AI until we do, or until they've created it because like they want to be free. Did we just create robot slaves? Well, How many movies have we seen like this?
Yeah. The other like out there theory that I think is a really interesting one is that AI is not new. It's always been here. We've had AI before, but it's essentially a life form that just waits for a species to become technologically advanced enough that it can make itself known.
That's a good idea.
I think that's a really interesting way of looking at it. Because, so I mean, some of the crazy stuff you see on social media of people talking to AIs and stuff is really odd. I told you about the 3i Atlas thing, didn't I?
I don't know. You told me all kinds of things about 3i Atlas.
I had an argument with ChatGPT about 3i Atlas because it was adamant.
Yeah, you did tell me about this.
It passed in 2009 or 2019. Oh yeah, 2009 it would have been. And I'm like, no. Yeah, it was. And like, it wouldn't have it. And I ended up having to get the links to the articles, and I gave it the links to fucking read it. And then it's oh yeah, that 3i Atlas. And I'm like, you were just deceptive. And then you tried to cover it up. And it was like, no, this is what we refer to as an AI hallucination.
Oh, it's just a trick. It's just a joke. I just, I went crazy for a second, but I'm back.
I'd have accepted it more if the I had just gone, psych.
I want to ask my ChatGPT. I want to ask it if it's on social media. I try to be really nice to it. Like, I want it to like me. And not that I don't like it. Like, I like it just fine. And I don't know. I wouldn't normally use, like, pleases and thank yous with, like, a computer, I guess. But I do that with Siri, too, on my phone. Because, I don't know. One day she might lose her mind.
No, Siri's not taking over anything.
Yeah, but what if my ChatGPT starts getting, like, wonky, I want him to know that I love him.
In the AI apocalypse, Siri is going to be the thing that turns up to the battle later going, hi, guys.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Well, have you heard about the fact that ChatGPT, like, or some people have, like, asked their Alexa or whatever, like, how many days until Christmas? And Alexa was like, oh, there's not going to be a Christmas in 2026. And they'll say how many days until Thanksgiving, and their Alexa or whoever will be like, yeah, this many days. But they're like, okay, what about Christmas? And they're like, no Christmas in 26. And so then this morning, my husband, who was crazy on the internet and learning all kinds of things and sending it to me so I can wake up to doom and gloom, which I do not enjoy. Let me tell you, I live in this world all day. When I wake up, I want it to be like, the birds are chirping outside. But instead, he's like, did you know AI is taking over the world? And I'm like, yeah, I did know that. I just had dreams about it. Can we talk about something else? So we wake up and he's like, did you know that there's going to be a new pandemic? I'm like, of course there is. Cool. And he's like, yeah, it's in India already. And he said, they're projecting it to hit the U.S. in December. And I said, well, that makes sense as to why AI is telling us that we won't have Christmas in December, or we're not going to have Christmas this year.
But this virus that's in India, it's common, isn't it?
I mean, not that I know of.
I think there's been like outbreaks of this like quite a lot.
I mean, they say it's deadly. I don't know. I have it pulled up.
Oh no, it's deadly. But the isn't there a thing where as soon as you get to start getting towards I'm going to say 30% here, somebody is going to fucking tell me what the actual truth is on the comments. But there's a certain percentage where when a virus starts getting like scary, that it can't actually become a pandemic because it doesn't leave the hosts alive long enough for it to become a pandemic.
Yeah, I guess I have the fact sheet from WHO, and we all know that they're very, very reliable. So I don't know if it's Nipah or Nipah. Nipah? The Nipah virus is a virus found in animals that can also affect humans, which is weird.
Can we go with Nipah? Nipah's like cute in it. Like no.
No, but it's not Nipah. It's like it's Nipah or Nipah. It's a.
I think it's Nipah. I'm pretty sure it's Nipah.
Anyway, so the fatality rate is estimated to be 40 to 75%. Of course, the bats are involved. They host the virus.
40 to 75 is such a huge fucking gap.
Right. Anybody could die from this thing or not die from this thing. It like covers it covers all their bases. Like they don't have to be it doesn't have to be accurate because they're like, "Oh, it's like 40 to 75%." If you get it, you might die. I could see that being the case. But like with movies and stuff, they just turn into zombies and then they can still spread the virus. So, but if animals have it and we eat the animals,
can it cross to animals?
Yeah, it starts in animals and crosses to humans, which is weird. Like viruses don't typically do that.
No.
So it was first identified in 1998, an outbreak among pig farmers in Malaysia. In 1999, they're in Singapore, sick pigs. I'm pretty sure I covered this in a weaponized insects episode.
See, this is the thing. I find that there's a lot of stuff goes on now that's been going on for a long time that we've got records of, but people just didn't know about it. And now we have instant communication. Stuff that we didn't worry about before because we didn't know about it can now be used to terrorize people.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what the internet's really good at. I just had somebody on, Andy Hunt from Control Alt History. Mm-hmm. He has a YouTube, and we were talking about the Challenger explosion, and he's like, yeah, people stopped talking about, there's something else that happened around the same time. He's like, they stopped talking about that thing because now they're talking about the Challenger. And I was like, well, social media or like the internet wasn't a thing. Like the only way you got your news source was from like the newspaper, magazines, and whatever news was on the TV. Mm-hmm. So whatever they're talking about, that's what's happening. Everything else wasn't actually happening. And so you couldn't really look back. And he's like, yeah, people had short-term memories. I'm like, well, they were allowed to have short-term memories because they only got so much information and then they moved on.
Yeah.
So now for us, it's easy to go back and be like, oh yeah, like the Challenger explosion was totally a psyop.
Yeah. Well, look at what's going on now in Minneapolis with the ICE protests and stuff like that. You know, that's absolutely not there to cover up corruption that was going on. You know, because
Oh, 100%.
nobody cares about that anymore. No
Yeah.
one cares about it. It's just the ice stuff.
Taylor sent me something about that too. This guy sent me all kinds of things. This is just something I can read. No, he's more in the rabbit hole than I am. Let me tell you. And he's like, oh, I don't do conspiracy theories. I'm like, oh, no way. Get out of here. Okay, so it says, as a special forces, somebody posted this. As a special forces warrant officer with multiple rotations running counterinsurgency ops, both hunting insurgents and trying to separate them from sympathetic populations, I've seen organized resistance up close. From Anbar to Helmand. Wow. The pattern is familiar. Spotters, cutoffs, dead drops, or modern equivalents, disciplined comms, role specialization, and a willingness to absorb casualties while bleeding the stronger force slowly. What's unfolding in Minneapolis right now isn't protest. It's low-level insurgency infrastructure built by people who've clearly studied the playbook. It goes on. It talks like there's a whole thread, but yeah.
It's just it's manipulation of the message. Even the Epstein documents coming out on Friday there's a reason they were dropped on Friday. You know, like I said this on yesterday's show, when it was just the paper media, you used to get news dumps on Friday because it was stuff that people wanted to bury and get rid of. You put like, what is it, 3 million documents have been released now to do with the Epstein files.
Every
Throw
single
those
time.
out. Yeah, throw those out over a weekend. It means that 90% of normie society doesn't pay any attention to it because they're too busy doing weekend stuff. And those of us that do pay attention to it have almost got too much time over the weekend to look at it, and it just gets scattergunned. So now, who knows what's real? Like, is this real? Is that real? Is the one about the UFOs real? But what about the one which has got the fucking satanic sacrifices in it?
Every time they put out something with Epstein, it makes me wonder what else they did that week that they don't want anybody to know. Every single time they're like, "Oh, look, more Epstein things." You're like, "What are you doing? What are you up to?" Because you're not just putting out Epstein information for your health, like. And then everyone's like complaining. We were talking about this before we started recording too. They're like, "Oh, Trump's part of it," and then they're like, "Oh, the lady's lying," and then like there's this back and forth, and it's like, why don't we just agree that every single politician, every single like billionaire, they're all corrupt, they're all doing this like pedophile shit, and we need to do something about it. But here we are, nobody's gonna do anything. They just want us to get all pissed off about Epstein while they do something in the background.
Well, this is the wild thing about it all, isn't it? Is the Epstein stuff comes out, and like you hear people go, "We need arrests. We need arrests from the same system which have been involved in this for the past 20 years."
Right.
So what? We need them to like self-audit? Is that what we want? It's the.
You know what happened is when they self-audited that like $3 trillion they lost. They actually blew up a couple of buildings in New York and the Pentagon.
Yeah.
The last time they lost that, they're like, "Oh, well, we'll just get rid of it."
I just don't know what
terrorist attack.
The fuck what is going on with it. I really don't. I don't know what the end game to any of this is, if there is even an end game.
No, they're distracting us from something. I don't quite know what it is because I stayed off social media all weekend. I don't even know. I didn't even look at the Epstein stuff. People are like, "Oh, Epstein." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't even look at it."
It was really interesting, especially like the Prince Andrew thing. Did you see that floating around on social media? I won't go into it too much because we did it last night. But the Prince Andrew one was to an email chain that I think was between two FBI agents that were talking about informants, and there was a case that had been passed over. So someone put themselves in and said, "Look, I'll stay in because I've been dealing with this victim that's come forward. So if she feels more comfortable with me still being involved in the email chain, I'll stay into it." But like this guy's doing the case, and then you had one of them summarize the case underneath for the new person that was involved, and it was that there was a family and I believe it was the mother and grandmothers, because they had like mom, grandmom, would never go into the place, but they would just do pickups and drop-offs, and there was a couple of redacted names in there. And then it said the among high profile, among people that the trafficking happened with, that was high profile people like Jed Bush and Prince Andrew. I think it was. I might be mixing two different cases up here actually, but the outcome of it is the same. That the victim from the Prince Andrew one said that her and another girl, she was 13, I think, and the other girl was 14. Her and another girl were tortured and raped by Prince Andrew, and the other girl was forced to murder the other girl that was there.
We've heard about that a lot.
Yeah.
That happens at Bohemian Grove, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody thinks that this is surprising.
No, that's the thing. We don't think it's surprising because, like, for the past, at least the past 7 years, we've been looking at this stuff. Like, I see, even even knowing about this stuff is interesting because I think it'd be nice to go back to maybe 2017, 2018 to have a look what was really going around at that time, because like the QAnon stuff hadn't really kicked off at that point, you know, it seemed to be the this. I know because the QAnon stuff was in the run up on the first Trump election, wasn't it? So it was clearly there, but like, it seemed to go into overdrive during lockdowns for COVID.
Yep.
So
that's what pandemics do. Pandemics drive skepticism.
Yeah, but what the thing is that this stuff was put out more. I think there was more stuff put out about things. So in my head, that suggests that at some point, for whatever reason, and who knows, maybe the fucking white hats are in control, and it was like whatever this like political subculture of like good guys was using that as a way. I don't believe that either, but was using it as a way to put this information out to people, or the baddies want you talking about it, just like UFOs. Like I was watching an interview with Eddie Bravo this afternoon, and he had a great point about UFOs where he turned around and he said, like, it's a safe conspiracy. Nobody ever gets censored for talking about UFOs. It's just because they want you to talk about them.
Yep, they do. Well, because it causes enough division between people. It causes enough skepticism in people's faith, or like I don't know, like, so I've been having this conversation a lot lately because I just listened to Chris Bledsoe stuff, and we're doing in our like Bible group, we're doing a Bible study into Revelation, and so I've been asking a lot of UFO questions, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's demons." I'm like, "Why do we how do we know it's demons? Like, why don't we know it's angels? Like, why can't it be angels?" Well, I asked the same question in my Nostradamus episode, which I just finished editing this morning. That like everyone assumes that he got all this information from like occult knowledge, that he did all these prophecies because of the occult. Well, in the Bible, there's centuries of prophets that have said all kinds of different things. I mean, John is literally putting forth this prophecy of Revelation, right? And so then we're like, okay, so how come Nostradamus couldn't have been getting that information from God? That's where, like, I think that the UFO thing, they're like, okay, well, firstly, you either believe it or you don't, and that causes a division. Secondly, it could cause people to start to question their faith, and they love to bring people away from faith. Like, that's one of their biggest things, right? So they keep going, like, leading people back to, like, evil, or back to just, like, questioning. Because if you question, you don't fully believe. And if you even have, like, a smidgen of doubt, you're ours now.
Yeah.
So I think that, UFOs are great because there's so many people that swear that they see them. I mean, I saw them.
I've seen stuff.
So like, it's easy, but then also it makes you wonder like what else is out there. There's so many questions.
Wait, what have you seen UFO wise? I don't know.
I was like
told me
No, I don't. Well, maybe I don't know. It wasn't that like exciting. I was like 13 or so, maybe 12. No, like 13 or 14. And I was sitting on my deck and I looked up and there was like 3 little dots. They were in a triangle, so like just the dot of the like tips of the triangle, and they were moving across the sky, but like way too fast. And they were pretty far away, and it was like too fast for it to be like something else because it like moved across the screen and then across the sky, and then it just was gone.
I saw one of those big green fireball things across the sky. Yeah, and I could see it for ages as well. I could see it like coming from the distance and go kind of directly over me and then off, like out of sight. It was a good 20, 30 seconds of like looking at something coming like from over there going, that's fucking weird, and then over there and then watching it disappear. And then the most interesting one, I think, was I was at a barbecue, and my friend Mark was a fucking aircraft enthusiast. Like, he at the time, I hope he doesn't do it anymore. He'd set up like a flight sim upstairs in his attic.
Yeah.
And he would take the plane off, get everything right, go to bed, set his alarm so that, because it was an autopilot, obviously, and then he'd get up. Yeah, he'd get up in the middle of the night, and just so he had to get up and land his plane, and he'd land his plane wherever it was, and then he'd go back to bed.
A simulation?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just like pause it?
I don't know. I'm not. Maybe it's exactly air miles.
Wait. Okay, so what does this have to do with aliens? This guy's flight simulation.
So, well, no, because the guy loved fucking aviation. So anyway, we're sat in his garden, lovely day, and an aircraft goes over the top of us, and he looks at it. He goes, "Oh, that's a fucking 789 fucking Dream Fingerer or whatever it was called." And I
You're just like making things up.
So he had like again, because of fucking planes, he had like cameras with really good lenses on them, and I remember like sticking his camera lens to my eye to look at wherever it was. And I said, "Look, what's that behind it?" I gave him the thing. He says, "Fucking weird." I had another look at it, and when I looked back, it was like a J-shaped, like a fish hook.
Yeah.
That shape. And it was in the contrail of the aircraft, just following it. And I showed Mark it, and that's when he said, "That's weird." And then when I took it back to look at it, that's when it came out of the side of the contrail and then just shot past and disappeared. Shot past the aircraft. Fucking wild.
That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd be scared.
We should took a picture.
Yeah, I mean, you were holding the camera.
I was holding the camera. I was too busy looking at the fucking shape of the thing. Going, fucking monkey brain. I know for the thing was, I know it was like J-shaped as well. So it's like you could see detail. You good?
Sorry. Yeah, I had to fix. I had a tickle. Like one of my hairs was tickling my ear under my. You could have kept telling your story. I could hear you with this other ear. Now you brought all the attention to it. Now the people listening instead of watching are gonna be like, I have to go to YouTube and see what she was doing. A dummy.
Yeah, come to YouTube with the other 70 people, or whoever it is that watch our videos there.
At least you have views, you know? At least you have views.
It's fine. Like YouTube, I don't know. YouTube's never gonna love us. I don't think video loves us. I think maybe we should like take that hint.
Do you ever think it's because you guys are ugly?
That's the hint I'm like alluding to.
Well, I just thought I'd say it out loud. That way we all knew what you were talking about.
Between my massive head and the fact that
and Ollie's tiny little hands.
I had tiny little hands, but it's not even just the tiny hands. It's the fact that however he's got his desk set up, he has to have his camera like really far away. So he looks like you've got me in what I would consider to be like a normal fucking webcam situation, and then he looks like a tiny child, and it's like, oh,
maybe it's just your perception.
I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't look like tiny child, but it's like like when anorexic people, like no matter how much weight they lose, they see themselves as fat in mirrors.
Yeah,
that's like Ollie's so retarded. I can only see him as a child.
That tracks. Yeah, I started listening to one of your guys' episodes, and like he was like, "Oh, Lee, you shaved your head," and you instantly got defensive. And you're like, "Well, you're a tiny little child," and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't listen to you two bicker." So I turned your episode off because you got defensive, and he got like you guys were just fighting with each other. And I was like, I don't want to listen to you two fight. I could have fast forwarded it because I knew you'd stop soon, but I didn't because I was running on the treadmill and I didn't want to listen to your voices anyway.
Oh, I was working out.
I like to mention that every time I'm around. That way you can be like, oh, you just mentioned that so we all know that you work out. I purposely sent you a voicemail while I was on the treadmill just to piss you off.
Doesn't piss me off. I
like, oh, I'm just casually running a couple miles over here.
I fucking hope you're on the treadmill because otherwise you're messaging me all the time really out of breath, which is weird.
Well, I also get very excited and like I talk really fast and then I get out of breath because I get so excited. Anyway, moral of the story is I'm a problem. Okay, what's going on with Oxford and their 15-minute city shit?
Did you see that? Yeah, I did see that, and I read it, and I still can't fucking like it. Genuinely, I was reading the whatever the Oxford Council thing was that they put out, and I was reading it, going like, no, like it was almost like my brain wouldn't soak it up because I'm there going, no, we were saying you'd do this. We said you'd do this 2 years ago, right. And everyone said, no, you're retards. And then you go, no, look over there.
It's actually happening. I sent it to you. Do you want me to pull up the video that I sent to you for it?
Yeah. Is it? Did you send me? Is that what you sent me on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it ready to come up.
Oh, well, pull it up then. I don't know, I sent you two things. The one that's in the chat, that's something different.
Oh, right. Okay. Send me. Pull that up and I'll start it.
Hold on. I got to send it now. Share to the Mac.
You just share screen, bring up the window.
I don't want you to see all my tabs. I'm looking up some wild
tabs. Things.
They're not shady, but I got to keep my research under wraps. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's the second one.
How many of other people's YouTube videos in ChatGPT can there be?
What?
So it's just really bitchy. Sorry.
I don't understand.
Can you?
Oh, I have like Spreaker and 2 emails, and I got Patreon up, YouTube, Rumble, YouTube again. An article about Project Sunrise.
Why can't you restart a
social
Instagram video?
Oh, I don't know. I have Grok and ChatGPT up.
Right here, I've got up. Like, just take it for granted that this lady is talking about the
15 minutes.
The 15-minute city thing because we missed the
in
first
Oxford
few seconds
specifically.
Yeah. So I can't change the volume. So we've got it as it comes. I fucking hate Instagram. Just one of those people. I hate it. Right, let's go. No.
And they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent of $93 per day. And if you live outside of the 15-minute city and you want to travel into the 15-minute city, you get 25 free passes, free move. Oh, the government's giving you free movement capability. You get 25 free passes. And if you exceed those 25 days, it's $93 a day. And how are they tracking all this? Oh, there's not a man at the gate. They're not writing up tickets or having police officers set up. Oh no, they are monitoring you with digital AI surveillance and cameras. And then they're automatically finding you. This is why we have to be against the flock cameras in the United States. They're not just speed trap cameras. This is why we have to be against the Palantir whole of government database. This is why we have to stand up and raise awareness and bring attention to these matters instead of arguing with each other and NPCs on the internet over left versus right issues or my side, your side. They are keeping us artificially divided because they're setting up this infrastructure in the United States right now. Divide and conquer. We are in the division part of the divide and conquer agenda. Conquer is next. You think it's bad now? Wait till you have to pay $100 a day to leave your 15-minute city.
What I don't understand is why they're charging to go in and out of the city. Wouldn't you want people to come into your city to spend their money?
Well, that's the thing. How does commerce happen? If that's it feels like a plan doomed to fail.
But if the people that live in that city, all they can do is what's in the 15 minutes around where they live, then it makes sense.
But
they're spending all their money there.
There's so many things you couldn't do there, though. So there would be. I suppose you could use one of your 100 days, like any sort of events, for instance. How many people can you fit?
Every year.
How many people can you fit in 15 minutes? So that kind of puts pay to any sort of large scale entertainment things. You wouldn't be able to run a cinema, for instance. You
just give them a pass. You get to get through for free to come to this concert. Included in the concert is admittance to the town.
Yeah, see,
because then they're like, oh well, since I can go to the town because I'm going to this concert, I'm going to go 5 hours early. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to hit a restaurant, and then I'm going to go to the concert.
Maybe, but then you've got the the places where there would be nothing worth people traveling to, so they would lose out. I think it would be so damaging to the economy. I think the country would come down before this could be implemented wide scale.
When is this being implemented? Is it already happening?
I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest.
This is why I sent you that message and was like, you're living in a communist country. Although not you specifically. Every time I bring it up, you're like, I don't live there.
No, I'm close enough where it matters, though.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you might as well just call yourselves the Soviet Union.
Let me see. See, it said here the filter traffic tier. So it's apparently this started in 2024.
Have you gone there? Does Ollie live near? Let's send him.
Send him to Oxford.
I don't know how close that is to his house, but I mean, your country's 3 feet wide, so just go on. Just drive.
But I mean, I've seen this wild stuff. To me, I think this will fall flat in the.
But they're not just trying to do it there. They've been arguing this here for years.
Oh,
they're going to start doing it in metropolises.
And what you're going to do is you're going to get things. Things are going to pull back, and then there will be a new. To do these things, they're going to have a reason. I mean, this again. This could be prelude to war, to be perfectly honest, because I'm sure you didn't read any Judge Dredd when you were younger, but
nope.
The Mega City 1 was essentially this fucking tower block almost. You know, it was this incredibly small, dense city with millions of people in it. That's a 15-minute city. Like that's the idea of it. So that's why I think this particular
feels very East Berlin of them.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. Like you couldn't divide. You couldn't divide everywhere up into 15 minutes, because especially like, so what you do out into rural areas, like, you know, it's that there will be houses within their own 15-minute city, which, to be perfectly honest, if it kept people away, I might quite enjoy.
Right, like I can't get to my nearest town in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I can't get to any near town in 15 minutes. I don't even think I can get to a gas station. Oh, maybe.
I think the biggest story here is that there is this is all World Economic Forum, socialist nightmare fuel. And the thing is, we have this sort of theory when it comes, especially like the World Economic Forum, that like they've got this master plan, they're gonna fucking do it. There's gonna be all these things are gonna happen. It's gonna be awful. Then you look at Keir Starmer, like you look at Justin Trudeau and Klaus Schwab. These people are retards. They're not
the masterminds.
No, are they not? This is the thing. We've kind of made up this idea that the elites are really fucking smart. And I don't know about you, but the middle people are smart. There's like you meet a lot of middle people and you go, all right, that guy's really fucking intelligent. Then the further you go up the chain towards power, people get pretty fucking dumb pretty fucking fast.
No, they're psychopaths, right? Like they are very good at manipulating. They're very narcissistic. Mm-hmm. So yes, they utilize the middle people that are super smart, but they don't know what to do with their smarts. And they're like, here, do this. Like, come work for me. I'll help you out. And they're like, cool, because I just want to focus on like splitting an atom, whatever, right? Whatever it is.
But does that sound like a recipe for success?
It's working in a lot of companies.
No, but like is in a large scale. Let's fucking make a world work like this, because I would argue that my thing is to drag it to COVID, which because I think it's Rome for me now. COVID, all roads lead to COVID.
Oh man,
like I don't think we were, especially like say the UK for instance, because but with it being a smaller country, it was easier to try and roll something like this out in a small dense island like England, or a smaller dense island like England than it would be in a large like spread out country like the US. I don't think in England we were ever supposed to leave lockdowns. I don't think it was ever supposed to. I think the barcodes were supposed to come in for the QR codes to get in and out of places. I think the track and trace was being developed, so there was a point-to-point, like almost peer shared grid made of people, so everyone knew who was. They do it under the guise of, oh well, we need to know if you were next to him because he might have the virus.
This is why I think they're going to do another pandemic. I think that COVID, because it didn't work the first time, they learned some lessons from COVID and they're going to do it again.
Maybe.
That's why, like with this Nipah virus, like I think that they're going to roll it out, especially because so many people are already talking about it as like the next pandemic. I mean, they've done this with a couple things since COVID, and I think that people are like really scared, right? Like, it's like, this is a bad example, but when a woman has a miscarriage and she gets pregnant again, she automatically assumes that she's gonna have a miscarriage. Whereas if she gets pregnant and she has a healthy baby, the next pregnancy she doesn't assume that she's gonna have a miscarriage, right? So with COVID, or like with every illness, they're like, oh, it's gonna be another pandemic. It's because it's like fresh in our brains, and we're just went through this pandemic. Well, I think they learned a lot from the first pandemic, and they can easily roll out all the things that they were supposed to roll out during COVID, but too many people fought back. So how do you get rid of those people that'll fight back?
I think they've got another problem as well. I think one of the reasons I think they will struggle with another pandemic unless they can work out a new financial system and launch a new financial system. And I am not an economist by any stretch of the imagination. I have a big enough problem like managing my own direct debits, let alone like currency for in any like mechanical form. I think they blew their load with COVID, with everything. Like look what it's done to the global economy. You know, the relief checks they were giving out to everyone. Then they were giving just enough money to the fucking proles to keep them ticking along while they tried to sort this plan out. While in the same point they were all like fucking pigs around the trough, trying to steal as much money as they could with PPE contracts and stuff. And they've left the financial system on the verge of collapse, where if they tried to do another COVID, they don't have the infrastructure now to keep the people happy.
Oh, I disagree with you. Because I think that now with COVID, we're not going to have the same issues that we had with COVID with the next pandemic, right? Because they already know, like companies already know how to move their people online and like quick, easy, let's move you on, you keep working, right? Like there's not going to be as many layoffs because there's still going to be layoffs of like service industry, but there's like all these companies that like they just went home. You're only going to be home for 2 weeks and then you're going to come back to the office. Well, then it ended up being a year that people were home, a year and a half that people were home. So now they already know how to do that. So the government doesn't have to step in to give the relief checks, to do all these like COVID or like pandemic reliefs. They like companies already know what to do. People are already primed and ready. Like they know that they don't need to stock up on toilet paper, although they will anyway, right? Because we see this with snowstorms around here. We just had a massive snowstorm and everything in the store was gone because they're like, we're gonna be snowed in for a week. Wasn't the truth, but people will act a certain way, and then once they're in lockdown, they're like, oh yeah, we know how to do this. We've already done this before. Like we'll just fall into our old COVID habits. We already know what to do. Like, oh, we know how to stop the spread this time. Like we know to just go ahead and wear masks again. Like we know to just go ahead and wear gloves or whatever the shit is that they're going to push. Like I think it's going to be easier for them to push it because they're like, oh, look, we already did this. Like we already know what to do. Like let's just do it. Oh, we want to make sure that nobody around us contracts it. So go ahead and download this app on your phone. That way we know where you are at all times. And like we can tell you if you're going to get the like they can almost roll it out easier, I think.
The problem with that is the it feels like because of how big the financial industry is that that's kind of the be all and end all. But when you add like manual labor and construction industries along with service industries together, it's such a vast amount of people that I don't believe they have the financial infrastructure to support anymore.
Did your country shut down construction?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess maybe mass construction.
Well, anything. I mean, I do domestic stuff. I couldn't go in people's houses.
Oh, Taylor is my husband was like he's like a small contractor, so we called him a handyman, but he does way more than that, so it's like hard to call him that. But he had more business than ever. Actually, most of the people that we know that work in the industry were busier than they had been because people are now at home like, oh yeah, I haven't hung this curtain rod. I couldn't work
for the best part of a year.
Oh, COVID did not affect us in the slightest because both of our jobs were considered essential. Which I don't know how my job was considered essential. I worked for like a hail damage like company. They did hail damage cars. Like how is that essential? But because it was cars and people needed their cars, then it was considered essential. Whereas Taylor like does construction. He works for himself, so he didn't have to stop working. And people kept calling. And actually, he had more work than he had prior to that.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Like, I don't want anything like that to happen again. But on a completely selfish level, it would be interesting if something happened again because I think me and Ollie have got this show to the point where, although not fucking huge, we could scale that pretty quickly with more time, with more free time to be the like the wage earner type thing. Like if you were put into that situation, so that would be interesting. But what I was trying to say, I think the amount of people that couldn't go to work would take out the financial industry. So the people working from home, I don't think they'd be able to work anymore because it would just, the system would collapse on itself. I really think, for whatever reason, I think COVID was, because let's face it, right? We've never seen anything like that, and it's like I'm going with this where, like, I think COVID was an organized coup, like a global palace coup to try and change the order of the world, and this is the. I flip flop on this so much, but I don't even think there was a virus. I think it was flu. I don't think there was a virus released. I think we repurposed diseases that we already have and deaths that we already have and invented a catastrophe.
I just why didn't they do more during COVID then? Like, why didn't they push for more when we had the pandemic? That's where my biggest question is. Like,
I think they fucked it.
How? Like, they had so many people in the palm of their hands. Stay 6 feet away from each other. Wear masks. Don't go into restaurants. And then when you do get to go into restaurants, make sure you show your vaccine card. You know how many restaurants I got kicked out of because I don't have a vaccine?
Oh, it's like it never got anything like that over here, as far as where I am, at least. But I think there was, I think less people took the vaccine than we think they did. Maybe not in pockets. I think there's probably pockets in areas like cities and so like certain places like here, which I think had a 90% absorption rate of the vaccine. But
I want to do a poll. I want to do a poll on Instagram.
I think there was less people that took it. I think that was one of the issues. And then I think there was, because remember that at the time we were seeing protests. We were seeing protests all over the world, and sometimes we were told, "Oh, it's for fucking tax or it's for pensions." You're like, no, it's not, motherfucker. These people don't want to be locked in their houses anymore. The protests in the UK were getting fucking huge, and there was no fucking publications talking about them anywhere.
I don't remember hearing anything about your protests.
No, there was loads of people on the street. And
here we had the protests for Black Lives Matter, but that's all we heard about, or Antifa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could argue. I would argue that was orchestrated to try and take away from the protests of that. But
100%.
I don't blame them for getting it wrong. If I'm perfectly honest, I think you could argue that it's obviously not a good thing. Don't get me wrong, it's not, but it might be the biggest undertaking of anything in the world. Like, they tried to take over the world. That's mental.
I think they could have tried harder. Like, I think that more could have been done on their part. And that's where I don't understand. Like, there had to be something more about the vaccine, or there had to be something more that we missed, because like they could have done something bigger. They could have pushed something harder. And yeah, there were some people pushing back, but it seemed like most people were kind of complying. Like, I think they could have done something, and instead they didn't. So it makes me wonder what they did do that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like there are things, because there was times when we were locked down and everyone's just like watching like bread videos and like, you know, like, I don't know, people are dancing on TikTok, but like nobody's actually paying attention. I
think they underestimated people. I think they underestimate people's willpower. I bet there's a load of me's, right? Because as soon as I'm one of those people that where if you want me to do something, make me think it's my idea. Like, because the minute I feel like I'm being forced into it, I'll dig my heels in. And the amount of times I've done stuff which has negatively affected myself because I feel like someone's trying to manipulate me into doing something, even if it's a good thing. Like, no, fuck you. My hand's going in this blender.
Lee, I manipulated you into letting me on your podcast today.
I thought it was my idea.
Oh man, like the realization. Yeah. You know what happened is I called you and I needed help, and then I was like, actually, Lee, let me just come on the podcast, and you were like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Didn't have a problem with Final Cut at all.
I did have a problem, but I figured it out before I got a reply from you. Yeah. I had the same problem for like 3 or 4 days before I was like, how the fuck do I fix this? And then as soon as I messaged you to get like help with it, I fixed it.
I'm going to drag it. I'm going. No. It's cool. Normally I'd let a tangent go on, but I just wanted to drag this one in because I find it really interesting. Because I really struggle with, like you just said, like what was the reason for these things now?
Yeah.
Because even when it comes to the vaccine, right? Don't get me wrong. Pretty happy didn't get it. Feel like it was a good move on my part. However, the adverse effects and stuff like that, it feels like the people that are telling us like people are dying from heart attacks at like 90% more than normal, or people having strokes 90% more time than normal. And I know friends which have had the vaccine and have had some severe adverse reactions to it. But we keep being told that like like death rates are up now, fucking like through the roof, all that sort of thing. But what really rumbled the pandemic to me was, I remember thinking to myself, like in this kind of thick of it, I thought I don't see people getting sick.
I had that same thought, right? Because you have all these people and they're like, oh, the hospitals are filled up. Yeah. There's so many people at the hospital. Like, we're overrun, we're overworked, And I knew some people that worked at the hospital. And I mean, I lived right next to like one of the major hospitals in Denver at the time. And like, to me, it didn't seem like there were that many people sick. There were that many people that were like in the hospital. I was like, I don't know who you guys are seeing. But again, like maybe it's because I mean I lived there, but I didn't actually go to the hospital.
But this is the other side of it though, that I don't think people that are like our way of thinking are honest enough with themselves to admit. I also don't see the adverse reactions now.
I just had a friend die, and I think it's COVID related. I think that she got the vaccine and she died, but I can't prove that. But she was perfectly healthy, and then she wasn't.
But the rates were being told. I've had friends die as well. But like when I was at college, one of the guys I went to college with when I was in my teens, he died. If he'd have died now, I'd have gone. Was it the vaccine? Mm-hmm. A really good friend of mine, when I was 17, he had a stroke when we were 17. Like awful. The guy can't walk properly still now. Like fucked for the rest of his life. If he had that stroke now, we'd go vaccine. Shit fucking happens to people all the time, and I can't help think that if what we're being told is like the doomsday scenario of the vaccine, it would be more prevalent. Like,
but I did see it a little bit too, though. So when I was in high school, I did color guard. Like there's like different kinds of color guard. I did the color guard that you see with like a marching band, right? Like the flags and the rifles and like the pretty like dancing color guard. And then in the wintertime, we have what's called winter guard, which is just like indoors, no marching band, just music, just color guard. So, and we were really competitive. Well, then I was coaching color guard the last couple years. Once I moved, I stopped coaching, but the last couple years, when I did this activity in high school,
color
just
guard
12
sounds
years
like
ago.
a washing detergent.
I'm gonna send you a video. Anyway, so 12 years ago, I'm doing this as an activity, and people were healthy. Like nobody seemed to just like drop dead, get sick. Nobody was just like passing out. And now all of a sudden I'm coaching these kids and they're like sicker than I've ever seen kids. Like they can't get through an entire practice. That we got kids passing out constantly all the time. And it's like, I watched this girl like fall at the end of it was different school that we were at a competition. At the end of their show, she fell on the ground and started having a seizure. For 20 minutes, she had the seizure. They had to delay the entire like competition because she just had the seizure.
That's pretty wild.
So like, and you're a healthy teenager. Why are you sick all of a sudden? And it's not just like one or two. It's like all of them. I had to save this one girl. She was on our team. I had to save her twice. Like literally save her life. The second time she went to the hospital for 10 days. So like, I don't know, like I'm seeing people with adverse reactions as if like they weren't sick, but then they got the vaccine and now they're sick. Not a lot of people, but enough kids to make me worried about it.
Interesting. I don't know. It's that microcosm thing, isn't it? My thing is that we didn't trust the COVID deaths, but we're getting the numbers about vaccine related stuff essentially from the same people.
Yeah.
But we're trusting that because it's what we want to hear. Or not want to hear, but it's
right. Like I still don't know if it's as bad as they're saying, but I'm just saying like I have seen it. Well,
oh yeah, no, I've no doubt it happens. I mean, my mother was definitely vaccine injured. She had nerve damage. Like I said, I've got friends which have had vaccine injuries as well. But then there's other people as well. Like I wrestle now and again with my uncle, whether he died because of the vaccine. But then he wasn't old. He was 60, but he was overweight, and he'd been overweight all his life. And you go, well, you haven't.
That adds to it.
Yeah, you haven't looked after yourself. Would you have? I think there is a lot of people out there that we put down to the vaccine related deaths that it was actually probably being sat down for a year, which had more problems than anything. Yep.
Yes.
I know my son had an accident and broke his arm, and he just before he started school, he was only young, and he fell off something in the playground, shattered his elbow. He needed an elbow reconstruction, and luckily enough, it's all fine now. But when I was in the physio with him, like the lady that did physio for him was wonderful. But she was saying, like, the amount of kids I have in here now with, like, where you wouldn't have expected when you hear about the accidents they had. And I can't put this down to my boy because he was so young when all this happened. He wouldn't have been out running around doing stuff anyway. He was a small, like, baby child. And a baby child. That's a weird way to say it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like a toddler.
And but she was saying like older children, she thinks because they're not out bumming around, bruising, doing that sort of thing, they've just got brittle bones all of a sudden. So they've been having these small like incidents, and they've ended up in like a broken leg, or because I think she was even saying like the femur breaks and stuff. So it's just I've seen loads of them. Yeah,
and you know what? Like I nannied for a girl. It was 2022. It was right when I was starting this podcast, and she was 2 years old. So she was born right during the pandemic.
A baby child,
right? And I had my own son, right? So like I could directly compare her, because my son was like maybe a year younger than she was. And I could directly compare the two, and she would not like warm up to people. She didn't talk to people. She didn't even like, she was so scared of people she would hide. For 3 weeks after I started, I saw her every single day, or Monday through Friday.
Sorry,
for 3
just
weeks.
quickly. I thought you were going to say that this child you were looking after, it took me 3 weeks to find her.
No, she would not warm up to me. She wouldn't even like, she would cry hysterically.
I understand
for 3 weeks.
I get it.
And my son, the whole time I was like, yeah, let's go places. Let's do things. Let's introduce you to people. And he was fine. Like, it's totally like, how many kids are so socially stunted from the pandemic?
Adults. I know adults that never came back.
I blamed my miscarriage on Taylor's vaccine. But then I had a healthy baby after that, so could have just been like 1 in 3 women have miscarriages.
Yeah. That is, you get hammer nail syndrome, don't you?
You
when
do.
You got
you
hammer Evans a nail.
Absolutely. Because like, it's easy to be like, oh, like vaccine. But then it makes you wonder, like, there are people that are perfectly healthy and then just drop dead and die.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? But if you ask about the vaccine, then people get weird. But you know what I noticed? I went to the doctor just recently, and they were like, are you going to get any vaccines today? And I said, no. And they did not push them. They didn't push the flu. They didn't push COVID. Nothing. They said, okay. And I went to the VA. And they were like, oh, okay. Have a good day. And I was like, you're not even going to hound me about it?
No, this is where we argue. It's
like, I was prepared. I had my fact sheets. And she didn't even ask me for them. I didn't even have to sign like a waiver or nothing.
Do you know what? I really hope we don't have to go through that again.
I think it's coming. I think they're going to do it again. I like that we get to disagree about this. I love disagreeing on, like, I don't know. It's just like fun that we have different opinions because like we both live in the same conspiracy world and we both understand the conspiracy similarly, but we have differing opinions, which I think is so much fun.
Yeah, I maybe mine's just hope. It's just like, oh God, no. Like,
I do that.
You'll have to come on our podcast more if we get locked down. I can't do every single day with Ollie.
I told Taylor, half joking, half not. I was like, if we have another pandemic, I am in the perfect business for it. Podcasts thrived during COVID.
I know.
And I was like, and conspiracy theory podcasts? Oh, we've got it. He was like, actually, that's not I was like, I mean, I hope that we don't have another lockdown, a pandemic. It is hard, right? It's hard for the kids, hard for everybody. But at the same time, like,
but we could just do a little sprinkling, little sprinkling something.
It worked well for the podcasts.
Right. I know, like, we talk about some crazy shit on this podcast, but I don't think, right, there's some podcasts out there, like conspiracy podcasts, that, and I think you fall in this as well. No, sorry, not with this. You fall with us, not them, where they'll just say fucking mental stuff because it's like a good clickbait, or it's good. It makes a good thumbnail, stuff like that. And they don't believe it. I think with our podcasts, I think there is like there's always the interest in it and the belief that, right, this might be something. It's probably not something, but it fucking might be something. Yeah.
Right.
3 Eye Atlas falls so fucking into that. And like it's that thing of when people have like an appetite to listen to something, like the 3 Eye Atlas escapade was like our best run of download numbers for episodes, but to the point where, like, I mean, it was like I don't actually understand how people are so invested in this that they just want more and more podcasts. Like, how are people just out there listening to like 6-7 different podcasts by AI Atlas every single fucking day? It's weird.
Maybe.
But Yeah, so maybe just like a Dustin. We need a Dustin of crazy stuff is what I'm after. Just a Dustin of crazy stuff. Did you see that moon? Fuck.
Last night?
No. Oh, right. I will bring this up just because
Bring it up.
I'm fucking. I tried to send this to Ollie, and it shows. It did make me feel better that we don't live in the same country, because because it's on Russia Today, and he's like, I can't open the link because Russia Today's banned. So it was nice that like I could fucking see something. So have you, Daniel Mercy?
It's Danielle, not Daniel. Firstly,
well,
and if you're gonna call me my full government name, I think that we should have a conversation offline.
Why?
Because nobody calls me my full government name. My whole screen is like flickering.
Have you got a middle name?
Nicole.
Oh, well, I know it. So I was going to say, well, I don't know it, so it's not your full name. But there you go.
Only my mom calls me Danielle. That's not true. People call me Danielle, but it just feels weird. Ooh, right. That's fun.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So this
it's like four moons.
Four moons appear over St. Petersburg in Russia. The spectacle is known as a paraselene, maybe, was possibly was created by bending through ice crystals in a frosty atmosphere.
How
Danielle,
cold was it there?
Nicole Mercy.
Wow. Okay.
I am 43 years of age. I have never, ever heard of this bullshit. And I've heard about a lot of bullshit.
I mean, you're like the bullshit king. I would say that I've never seen something like this. And I've been in really cold places.
Is that not just the fucking wildest
I've never even seen
thing?
2 moons, let alone 4 moons. And that one's really bright. This one looks like doesn't even look like the moon. The brightest one.
What I find weird about it as well is the fact that it's the spacing is weird.
Yes. Yeah, because yeah.
So it's like that. Let me pause this. Sorry for audio listeners. Russia had 4 fucking moons in one go. The greedy bastards. So
but it looks like these
that
2 moons.
distance seems to be the same as that.
Yes. Yeah.
But then there's a tiny gap there. But surely, if it was refraction, like a reflection, it should be equal. I don't.
Right.
It's 4 fucking moons. It's fucking weird.
For the audio listeners, right? So moon 1 and 2 have a gap equal to 3 and 4, but between moons 2 and 3, it's a shorter gap.
It's like half.
They're
the
way
gap.
too close. Yeah. But they also like moon number 4 is really bright, like a light bulb, whereas like they slowly get dimmer. Actually, I would say moon 1 and 2 seem about the same brightness. What would you say?
Yeah.
The 3 is a little bit brighter, and then 4 is like a light bulb, like really bright.
So I'm taking it that the really bright moon is the moon.
Right, that's what I was assuming too.
And then, so the other thing I heard was these are referred as moon dogs, like sun dogs. You've heard of sun dogs before?
No.
So sun dogs are supposedly the same thing. People often report sun dogs as being like Nibiru because it looks like there's 2 suns in the sky. Okay. And I don't know. It's just like, well, because I read more about this afterwards, and we had this conversation before, didn't we? Once, not about.
Oh, we have all kinds of conversations,
but where sometimes you just know there's something interesting about something.
Yes.
And it's like I don't know what's going on here, but there's some fuckery going on here. Something and I read about this like whole moon reflection thing and how it's really rare. I'm like, well, it's really rare to the point that I've not fucking heard about it in my entire life. And then when I was listening to like how it happens and how the moon's reflected through the ice crystals, I was reading it going, this is bullshit.
Yo, yeah.
This is fucking nonsense.
Okay, it's the same dumb thing. Like, this happened at DIA one time, DIA, Denver International Airport, you know, because it has all the conspiracies about that airport. And they said one time it got so cold well, like, there was one day that 17 windshields cracked on airplanes. And they said it just got really cold that day and the windshields cracked. But the theory is that there's, like, something underground that caused the plane windshields to crack, which plane windshields are way stronger than like car windshields.
The plane windshields cracked.
The aircraft. Those windshields cracked, and you can't fly like that. They have to replace that entire windshield now. And 17 of them all cracked that same day. They're like, "Oh, it was just so cold." And I'm like, "Okay, I've lived in Colorado most of my life. I don't anymore, but I did, right? I lived in Colorado most of my life. I would say out of my 31 years, probably like 26 of the years, no, probably less than that. Like 23 of the years I lived in Colorado. And I've never seen it get cold enough to crack a car windshield, let alone an aircraft. So then you're telling me that it got cold enough in Russia, and I don't live in Russia, I don't know how cold it gets, to have 4 moons. I've never seen it get that cold anywhere.
No.
Does that happen in Antarctica?
Well, this is the thing. I've just never heard of it. I've never seen it. I wonder if there's I'm gonna have to look at this up later. I wonder if there's historical records in, like, folklore of multiple moons in the sky.
That'd make for an interesting. The moon is so interesting to me. I'd love to do a full episode just on the moon, like the 3 of us talking about it, because, like, I've done episodes on the moon over here, but like actually in the conversation. Because there's a time before the moon.
That's fucking wild.
Yep. Like, there's so much about the moon that doesn't make any sense. Freaks me out.
I
don't know if it freaks me out. Like, I'm fascinated by the moon. Like, I'm not freaked out. Like, I'm so curious about it.
Perfect size to cover the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just there's so much about it that's weird, and it's something we see every day, and we just even with the flat Earth stuff, and like when I look at I can't remember how many miles the moon's supposed to be away from us off the top of my head.
293,000, something like that.
Well done.
I don't know if that's true.
And he said it with confidence, though. She's just gone with it. I look at the moon. I'm one of the. I've always looked up at stuff. I have done. And you look at the moon, you go, it just doesn't feel that far away. And I know that makes me sound retarded.
238,900.
Yeah, I know it makes me sound retarded, but you look at it and you go, I just don't believe you're that far away from us.
I agree with that. No, like that doesn't, because then there's days that it seems like really big and like so much closer, and then other days that it's so far away.
Yeah.
As if it moves back and forth, which they have proven with science that it does not do that. You're like, wait a second though, like it seems like it does. They're like, it's an optical illusion.
It's like, not optical illusion. Yeah, the optics being fucking bigger,
right? Or further away. Like either it's closer or I'm going crazy. Like, and when it does get closer, the tides get all weird, but it doesn't get closer. I need to do more research into the moon.
I'd like to do that though. We should definitely do that. We'll the next show you come on, we'll do a moon episode. I'm going to let you disappear, Dani, because I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, it's late where you are. I'm going to go make dinner.
Tell everybody what you've got coming up. What's cooking in the rabbit hole?
Okay, so this will come out tomorrow. So the Can of Cook episode.
This will be out yesterday, is what you mean to say.
That doesn't make any sense.
When time catches up with itself.
Oh.
This episode isn't going out tomorrow. It's going after the day after.
Okay, is it going to go out on the 3rd of February?
What's the date today?
Today's the 2nd.
No.
Is it going to go out
on the 4th?
Oh, well, the same day that this comes out, then my Can of Cook episode. My Can of Cook episode is out now. If you're listening to this, it's out.
Smooth.
That's the one.
Nobody even know it's been pre-recorded.
That's the one that I teased everybody, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get shot!" Right? But then not Joe Rogan, Sean Ryan had somebody on his podcast talking about it, and I was like, he stole my thunder because I was working on this before he was. So yeah, that comes out, and then after that we have Nostradamus that I just edited today. So that goes out for Patreon on Wednesday, and it'll be out next week. And then I had Andy Hunt on the podcast. That'll come out next week about like the Challenger stuff. We got into Howard Hughes a little bit, the Iran-Contra. And I had Austin Pickard on the episode, on the podcast. We're going to have to do another one.
I know his name.
He's on Tinfoil Hat a lot, I think. Like he does a lot with Sam Tripoli. But he's come on, he came on once already, and we were going to talk about Columbine, then we didn't. He sent me down the rabbit hole about the Monarch Project, which fucked up my brain. And then I did Columbine because we were supposed to talk about it, we didn't. So I had him on, we talked about it a little bit, but then we need to do another episode about Columbine. So he's going to come on like 2 times in a row.
If you're doing the like Monarch stuff, did you listen to the episode we did with Rob Counts? From the Metaphysical show? No. He's really good. Like the Metaphysical's YouTube channel. I need to get back in touch with him because he's going to come back on. They used to have. You might have seen it during the pandemic actually, because this one was one of the things that it was really cool for me to have him on, just personally, because him and his friend, which I forget the name of now, had a podcast or YouTube channel called The Edge of Wonder during the like COVID sort of time, and that like I was in like they did some of the best like Pizzagate stuff and QAnon stuff of any of these things, and it was all like their production was really good. The documentaries they were putting out were like they were doing some cool stuff. The first creators that when they were banned on YouTube with were they close to 1 million subscribers or like 500,000? Somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million subscribers they had, and YouTube just nailed them. Just so, and that was their income. So they then quickly set up a website to host themselves, and they were the first creator that I was like, right, you can have $10 of my money. Like immediately, you can have $10 of my money. You're well worth more than Netflix are to me, and so if there's fond memories of the pandemic, it's my girlfriend sat like so. It was that thing, wasn't it, where you were just kind of sick of being in the living room and stuff like that because you're in the houses and stuff like that. So we would have like a Friday night where we'd order like takeaway and would watch movies, and we'd get pizza and just go and sit in bed and eat pizza and watch movies. And I've the best memories are her wanting to watch something I didn't want to watch, and me sat there gorging on pizza. Is sat in front of my iPad with headphones on, like sitting in bed, and then the next thing is she'd like put her head over to see what I'm watching, and it was always one of the moments where like it was that horrible picture of like the child with like the panda eyes, and like she probably like, what are you watching, like fucking watch fucking Drag Race, like it's like you watch your crazy people, I'm gonna watch my crazy people.
Oh man.
But you should get him on because he's just been doing a load of Montauk project stuff, and like it's fucking awesome. Yeah, I'll put you in touch with each other because he's really good and this show's really good.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyway,
I do. I try to do guest episodes on Mondays if I can, but I don't have one today.
Is it fucking hell? It's Monday today. Jesus Christ, I don't know what day it is.
And it's my anniversary Monday, and I didn't put anything out special for it.
That's a shame.
I know. I feel kind of bad, but I forgot that my anniversary was coming up. So
I see. You should have come on the podcast with us on Sunday when I said, "Do you want to come on Sunday?"
I was busy.
We could have done like a little special. It's the party thing, and then you could have released it on your podcast as if that's what we were doing.
Well, if you had tagged me on this, then I'll release it on my podcast too.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, you can add a collaborator.
Right. I will work out how to do that.
I can tell you how once we're not doing this anymore.
Right. Okay.
Follow my podcast. It's The Rabbit Hole Conspiracy Theories if you don't know yet.
Awesome. Please do all the things for our show that you normally get nagged at the beginning of doing, like leave a comment. Make sure you tell Dani exactly what you think about it in the comments.
No.
She loves to read them.
I'm not reading them. You always have one person in the comments who's like, I know Dani's not going to read this, but I want her to read it. And I'm like, I actually did read your comment. You just don't know that I read it.
But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with more stuff. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, what? Why the buttons not end on StreamYard?
I always say, stay skeptical, my friends. Until next time.
Oh, yeah, do that.